Hi. Pink. Hi. Hello. Not much. Hi. I like turtles. Hi. Thank you. Yes. Hi. What am I doing? I'm crocheting. Well, right now so I got let me I got it's a craft fair in October, so I'm gonna be making these soup bowl koozies. They you put them on a hot bowl, like you don't you put them under you put a hot bowl of soup in them. I don't know about that. I'm doing good. Ard, Arard, Z- I live in Missouri and I'm 31. I am. Hi. Nice to meet you too. Hi. No. Bunny. How old are you? I'm 31. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I believe in God. This actually has my friend's ashes in it. I'm a Catholic. Sorry about that. That's a real bummer. That's a good way to look at it. I like that. Thank you. I like to garden. I like to, I like cats. Cats isn't a hobby, but I like cats. I'll show you. This is Archie. Yeah, he's a good cat. Put a spot up here for you, Archie. Throw that pillow over there. Oh, I don't need that pillow. Up there. He's 7 years old. Hey, buddy. No, he doesn't get catnip from me. He likes yarn. Yeah, he is happy. He's a very spoiled cat. Yeah. So what's funny is so people turn down the volume. People I made a video. My neighbor has a cat named Bounce, and Bounce likes to Bounce is just very friendly. He doesn't know, like, Bounce is like, stranger who? Everyone's my friend. He'll walk up to anybody. It's hilarious. But like so I posted a YouTube short, and someone's like, the video was my friend, and someone's like, that's not your friend. If that was your friend, you would bring that cat inside. I'm like, that's my neighbor's cat. And then they gave me a lecture about not calling animal control on my neighbor. I'm like, if they actually saw how big the cat was, if they actually saw how fat the cat was and the fact that it had a flea collar on it, like, to me, that's the most funny. The funniest part is, like, this cat has a flea collar on him. Like, he, I think, like, some cats just like to be outdoors. Oh, no, you can't leave that way. You gotta go another way. Archie, don't go that way. You're gonna fall. You're gonna jump into the folded armchair. Can't go that way. You're a clumsy person. You're a clumsy cat. I mean, like, yeah, he has like this. He has like yeah. Some cats just like to be outdoors, but like, I'm like, the he has like a flea collar on him, and he also has a place to go to when it gets when it does get cold. Not all cats have that. There are stray cats in our neighborhood, but Bounce isn't one of them. Okay, good. You're in. Why do you hate it in Houston? Oh, too much violence. Oh, is there a lot of crime in Houston? That's a bummer. Is it because is Houston close to the border? Like, they still having a lot of illegal immigrants in Houston or in Texas or? Well, at least you want to go back home to Alaska? How come you don't? Too much money? Very expensive, yeah. Well, everything's very expensive nowadays. That's a bummer. I just got out of an almost 1 year relationship. I'm not looking for anybody. I'm sorry to hear about that. That's a bummer. I broke up with my boyfriend because so I have autism. Not that it really, you know, I have a disability. I'm high functioning, so I understand stuff, but like basically he doesn't want to learn like basic life skills like cooking and cleaning and doing your own laundry. And I'm like, I didn't sign up to be his mom. I signed up to be his girlfriend. You like video games? Yeah, video games are fun. I like those too. No, I only do it when I have like the time to do it because I work at a garden. I work in at the Gifted Garden Center in Camden. Um, so when I'm not working and I'm not crocheting and doing jobs for my mom and dad around the house that I live in with them, um, I I do live streams whenever they're not home, just because I like the privacy. So like on days that I have off and they're at work, I do it. Like yeah. But I generally try to post in the community post when I'm gonna be live streaming. Although don't take that as a gospel, because like sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I don't feel like I think I'm up to live streaming, and then I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not interested in it today. So sometimes it happens and just sometimes it doesn't happen. But I do try to make it happen when I say I'm gonna do it. Like, you mean go get on the live stream? I don't care if people join in the comment section of the live stream. I don't care. Like, that's what the comment section is for. Well, thank you. I'm actually, I have a sister who's I'm me and her. I'm the oldest one out of the two of us. We're a year and 4 days apart. Well, thank you. And Archie's, and I have another cat named Alice, but you'd be lucky to see her. She's very shy. She's a very shy cat. Not like a shy, like a attack you kind of cat, but she's just very shy, like she freezes up, sort of deal. Well, that's more than my ex ever did, because anytime there was conflict with anybody, he was like, well, you gotta see it from their point of view, Anne. You gotta see it from their point of view. Like, So my friend George, who passed away in 2023, because it's been 2 years, we didn't know where like his body was, because for like 2 years we didn't know what happened, because see, when he died he had no family to come and collect him. So at the time it would have costed us 10 fucking grand, 10 grand to go and get him. And nobody had that type of, I don't have that kind of money. I'm not made of money. So we couldn't go and get him. So like in January, I eventually called the place back and was like, we're not asking for anything crazy. We just want to know where he's at. And they had called me back. What was so crazy, it was like literally a gift. It was like God's gift for him, because it was like literally on his birthday. He the people from the funeral home had called and said that you guys can come and collect him, give us a note or something. But yeah, it was the craziest thing that had ever happened, because but yeah. But anyway, so somebody had been like, some things are better left not known, Anne. Some things are better left not known. And I'm not gonna out him, but he's just like, yeah, and some things are better left not known. Anytime somebody, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Sorry about but I'm like, shut up. So that's just, I kind of just knew. I knew that that this person was not on my team. This person was not on my side. Oh, sorry for my language. But he's like, yeah, some things are better left not known. And I'm like, no, shut up. I want to find my friend. We eventually found out. I knew that he was still there. I had a feeling, because there was some story about how he had this great nephew or whatever. But it's like, I'm not, I didn't really believe it. And I also don't know if it actually really came to happen. But yeah. So we eventually got his ashes, and we were originally gonna have a symbolic celebration of life, but now we actually get to really have a real, true celebration of life, and it's gonna be really awesome. And we're gonna get to do it in June. Both me and him, yeah, it is awesome. But yeah, I just kind of was like, why would you say something like that? Why? My dad always tells me, if somebody isn't on Team Anne, or I'm going to use you, on Team Toby, then get them out of your life. They're toxic. If somebody isn't Team you, if they're not Team you, they're on team against you. So you shouldn't have toxic people in your life. No, he's still alive. My dad is still alive. He's only in his 50s. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, but yeah, he's always told me this. Somebody's not on your side, they're not. And I kept thinking about that when I was with this person. And I'm just like, eventually, I'm just like, the funny thing, well, it's not really funny. I guess it's funny to me, but it's like, it was, like, the day before April Fool's Day, I'm like, I think I want to break up with you. And I should have pulled the trigger, but I didn't. And I'm like, but basically, he has a staff, communication is a key to good relationship. Yeah, I told him, so, for example, he never wanted to talk to me about his bipolar, and his, like, if he was mad about something, or he was dealing with something, see, he lives in an ISL place, which is like a, whatever, it's a place for disabled people. He has bipolar. I would constantly be like, hey, what's wrong? And I would never get a really good response. But I was constantly asking him what was wrong, constantly trying to communicate with him, and he never wanted to do that. And then his staff person calls me and is like, so you want to break up with this person? And I said, yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. And she's like, well, you know, like, well, he doesn't talk to you about his, did he tell you it's his bipolar? And I'm like, you know, that's ridiculous that you would use your, like, I have disabilities also. Like, I have ADD and I have autism spectrum disorder, and I have epilepsy. I don't use my disabilities as an excuse, like, to get ahead in life or whatever. I don't use them as an excuse to not do stuff. Yeah. Sorry if I'm talking about something you don't want to talk about. Oh, okay. I just didn't know if it was something you wanted to talk about. Sometimes people don't want to talk about that stuff, listen to that stuff. If you say so. But yeah, I just ended up it was very, like, you wanna know what he said, what he told me when I asked him, why don't you ever communicate with me about your problems, like your bipolar? Why do I have to hear about your issues from my mom, from, like, the people around me? Why do I get to hear about your problems from people around me? And he's like, well, I didn't think you'd understand. I'm like, you think I'm stupid? Do you think you really think that low of me? Well, I don't think you're stupid. I just don't think you'd understand. And so I'm just like, you know, because, mind you, we had been together we started dating in July of last year. July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So it's basically a year. So basically almost a year and a few months. And I'm just like, I was just like, what's my favorite color? And he's like, yellow. And I'm like, you can't, I know this sounds petty, but I'm like, you can't even remember my favorite color? Well, what's mine? I'm like, blue and red. He's like, yeah, those are my favorite colors. It's pink. My favorite color is pink. What's yours? Yours is purple? Hmm. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not looking to get into a relationship, just so you know. I really don't like to do relationships over the internet also. Like I'm somebody who just, if I don't know who somebody is, it kind of like, I like to talk to people on the live stream, but like I don't feel comfortable just going out and being like, yeah, I want to date this person. I like to take things slowly. That's another reason. Well, like when I was explaining to Joe that shit, I said his name. Sorry. That's his. Well, I didn't say I didn't say his last name, so whatever. Anybody who knows him knows him. Whatever. But the reason is that I never I explained to him. I'm like if we moved in together, you would have to learn how to cook and do laundry. Like you would have to learn to do stuff. And I was told basically like, well, you know, he's never had to do these things, and I'm like, you know, this is what I don't understand. People have if people have every excuse for not wanting to do something. Okay, thank you. But I said we can be. I said that that you know you'd have to learn how to do some. You'd have to learn how to do those things. But this person has to be reminded to take a shower. And I'm like, I am not his mom. If he wants to be reminded to take a shower, he can just live with you. He can stay with you. Because, like, this is what this person called me and said, well, you know, like, you'd have to remind him to take a shower. I said, no. Well, then I'd have to call him, no. Well, what do you suggest? I said, well, that he doesn't live with me until he learns life skills. Well, I mean, it's not even about loving showers. It's just like, I don't want to have to remind him to take one. He's 24. And I shouldn't have to remind some. Funny. Well, I'm like, you're 24. Well, so he he has ADD, so he can't remember to do that stuff. And I'm like, that's a bullshit excuse to. So you're gonna throw that responsibility onto me. He doesn't even know how to like do anything else. And like one time, like, so this person would walk by me and not say hi, and I'm like, hi, hi, hi. You know, the thing you do when you walk by your girlfriend, you say hi. And he stamped his foot and went, oh my god, Anne, why did you do that? And walked away. And I'm like, well, that was good. That was a good thing that just happened. That was fun. That was fun for me. I should have said sorry. I said sorry. But he said that. He said that. I basically, he's like, why did you do that? So, you walk by me and you don't say anything. It's kind of crazy. My name is Ann Kramer. Yeah, ANN. Yeah. Thank you. Better not be trying to steal my identity with it. Just kidding. No, ma'am. I like cheeseburgers. I like ice cream. Oh, that's neat. So, are you a conservative? You vote Republican? Well, that's good. I mean, I am a conservative. I voted for Trump for the past 3 years. And I do not like I didn't like the direction that the Democrats were taking this country. I think it's total BS that, thank you. Um, I don't like the direction that this country was being taken in. What's ridiculous is that, like, I'm, you know, if anybody wants to call me transphobic, whatever, call me that. I don't give a fuck. It's, but the trans people are like less than 1%. I believe they're less than 1%. You know, but they're being treated like they're the 90%. You know, so for example, if there's a trans girl in a like on a sports team, like a swim, like, you know, with Leah Thomas and Riley Gaines, there's a swim, you know, like if that's going on, like the 90% of people are being told basically to go fuck off, while the 1% is getting privilege. How is that fair that the one person can totally change how a sport is being played? Who wins scholarships? Who gets scholarships? That is so not right for those people. Because, like, I think that and I hope this happens, the people who got screwed over should get, I know it's not going to happen probably, but realistically it should be. And all the states that are doing this whole, like, we're not going to do what the orange man said, and we're going to still have men and women's sports because, like, they want to be defiant or whatever. Like, I don't know, they can have fun in court. Clearly they must have a lot of money to waste. That's my opinion. They must have a lot of money to waste. Because who's like, you're gonna get sued by the government, who's not, if you don't follow this order. And especially, like, it doesn't, this is like the craziest thing. So, like, Trump should not have had to sign an executive order that banned, you know, biological men in women's sports. Men should not play in women's sports, hence the word women's sports. Yeah, I know. It's insane. But, like, he did, so they should. I don't even understand why they're fighting this, but yeah. Like, there's a lot more science behind the fact that, like, it's not right. like, and you don't have to like, for example, I don't hate trans people. I just don't think that they're women. I'll respect them, but at the same time, they have, most of the time when you look up, like, for example, Leah Thomas, like, is like, well, they're saying I shouldn't play in women's sports, so I don't respect them. Or he's like saying that I'm gonna call him a him because he doesn't respect women. He doesn't respect women, so. Well, there have been so many women who have gotten injured from playing up against a man or what for playing up against a biological man that like it's not even real. And I didn't like that people who like there were videos on videos on videos on videos of the border being invaded. And I don't like that people were saying, "Oh, the border is closed, guys. It's just fine." It's like that meme with that dog in a burning, like he's in a dining room or a kitchen or whatever. Yep, everything's fine as the place is burning down. And I'm like, the border isn't secure, like we see that with our own eyes. It's not secure, and like anybody with two functioning eyeballs and a brain who hasn't had the government put a chip in their brain yet. I'm convinced that a lot of the Democrats have the chip in their brain. Yeah, well, okay, so I agree with you about that one, but they already committed a crime just by walking over the border, because it's illegal to do that. They're just by being in America, they are committing a crime because they're not supposed to be, there's a process. There's a process. You have to follow that. So, for example, I had to get disability to be able to work at my workshop that I work at. Well, because I am how I am and I appear like I don't have disabilities, because you can't read whether or not a person has a disability in the span of 20 minutes. So, like, I got denied. We had to go to court. Like, my mom's like, my mom was it's a joke, people. It's a joke. So, my mom was saying that, we need to talk to somebody who's committed fraud against the government as far as disability goes. We're joking. She was joking. She wasn't being serious. But, like, we had to go to court and I had to prove that I had disabilities, and that most of the time, though, people don't do that. And what people are banking on is that people will just, once they're denied, they'll give up. But like, I take medicine that's between $800 to $900 a month or whatever, and I can't do that. That I need my medicine covered. I can't do that. But people, but anyway, I always compare that to, like, yeah, medicine is expensive. And I'm not addicted to my medicine, but I guess that my medicine I don't remember the name of it, but it's considered, I guess, a narcotic. I'm not addicted to it. I guess you can. I don't know. I'm not addicted to it. I take it like, in the morning time. It's for my seizures, I think. I think they think, I don't know what makes it. I'm not one of the, what do you call those people who do pharmacists to make medicine? I don't know. I'm not a person who creates pills. So I don't know why you would consider something a narcotic. But anyway, I I don't anyway. So yeah, sorry, I'm just right now. Pharmacist. So it is a pharmacist. Pharmacists create pills. I don't know. I don't know how you would consider something a narcotic, because like I guess something's in it that makes it a narcotic. And I know everyone's different. Like somebody could take the same pills that I'm taking and become addicted to it, I guess. I don't know. But like all I know is that like whenever I was a kid, I started having seizures. So like my mom took me to like a bunch of doctors, and then finally I had a seizure in the doctor's office. I have a petit mal seizure, so I'm lucky that I don't have like those grandma seizures. Okay, cause like they're like, well, what you're taking, cause like what you're taking is considered a narcotic. I don't know. I mean, I've never been addicted to it. Like I take it because it helps me not have seizures. It does something to not make me not have seizures. But I couldn't tell you what. And that is true. Like some people, like, you know, somebody might take it and become addicted to it. Although to me, I think I don't know, I think because I've been taking, well, not the same type of pill because oh, okay. Well, thank you. And I've also gone through a lot of this stuff, so I understand like the system isn't geared towards like helping people. There's a post I made where I'm like, if I get 500 subscribers, I'm gonna take 500 little mini trans flags and burn them. I think that would be fun. And okay, I'll tell you my logic, okay? My logic behind it is if like, so like a lot of the people, yeah, that's true. Anyway, my if yeah, you can help. Um but yeah, so because my logic is like they want to burn the American flag, which I guess somebody said it's a right. I don't think it should be a right, cuz like try you know Anybody who wants to burn the American, I'm gonna put this on too. My whole logic is if you want to burn the American flag, match that energy and go to China and burn a China flag. I don't know what will happen. I don't know if we'll ever see you again. You know, just match that energy with, you know. Anyway, so I posted that on my post in Free Speech and Me, the one that I'm on right now, and somebody's like, "Can't you just let people be? Can't you just let people be who they want to be?" I'm like, that has nothing to do with like, you know, what country is. I didn't know that trans was a country. Also, they took you know, that the OG rainbow flag was a good, was, I mean, it was a, it's still a weird flag because you're waving a flag around about your sexuality. It's still weird, but like, it was a rainbow flag, and then they added the brown stripes to it. Like, nobody's saying brown people can't be gay. Who's saying brown people can't be gay? That's so stupid. Or not brown. Sorry, black people or different colored people can't be gay. Who's saying that? I've never heard someone go, you know that rainbow flag really needed the brown stripes. It's all about the inclusion about black of Africa. I don't know. Somebody told me I should say African American, but I'm like, not everybody's African American though. Some people, like the Haitian people, don't like being called African American. At least if anyone's Haitian, like let me know. But like, I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure somebody said that they don't. Anyway, everybody can speak for themselves, but the point is that like, you know, nobody's ever like, you know, but the OG rainbow flag was fine the way it was, and then they took the flag and then they added a dumbass triangle to it, and now they changed it again. I want to burn the new one also because it looks fucking uglier than the last one did, and the last one looked stupid too. It was the rainbow flag with the brown stripes on it, and then it was that dumbass triangle with the trans flag on it. Yeah, it's nobody's business. It's nobody's concern, unless you're beating your wife up, unless you're beating somebody up. But like, you know, like what I mean by the flag, like I don't really care what people do. I do care that like funny, I'm making, well, this is like a tie-dye. It's a tie-dye bowl. Yeah. Well, what my main point is like what you do is I think that when people like go out from what they do behind closed doors and then they start talking about it and they start having these like very sexual pride parades where people are twerking in the streets, like that's where I like, you know, you shouldn't, like, people were like, it's just dancing. I'm like, it's provocative dancing. And also, why are you guys doing that in daylight? And also, why do you want kids to be involved with your sexuality? That's weird. But yes, what you do behind closed doors is no one's concern until, like, you know, like they start bringing it to the streets. No, it shouldn't be done in public. That's like what people have an issue with, is, including me, because I'm like, if you can't walk a kid, like kids should be allowed to. I'm not saying not in the parades and stuff like that, but like if like if an everyday person is being affected, like if they can't go to their local shop or whatever because like there's a parade going on and people are topless and stuff like that, like that's just crazy. I spe- did you hear about that one trans woman who was in like was invited by Biden, and I don't even like Biden, but she was invited to the White House, and like she decided to take her top off, and there's a bunch of people shirtless in front of the White House. Like, I don't really care. I think it's trashy to do that in front of the White House. It's trashy to do that anywhere, but like it's trashy to do that especially there. Like, and then she was banned, but or he or whatever. Yeah, it happened like I want to say in 2023 or something like that. Yeah, this person took their top off and decided to, like, they were dancing. There was like a line of people dancing topless, like it was on the news. Yeah. And I'm like, why would you do that? Especially like on camera. Like, and have you ever heard of Dylan Mulvaney? I haven't. I actually. Well, you can look on my YouTube shorts, but I'm just like, if Dylan, he's a biological male, and he's like, I want to be a mom one day, and like, I'm like, if he can be a mom, can I be a billionaire? I'm just asking people. I'm just asking, can I be a billionaire? Is that how that works? Okay, is that how that works? Everybody said that wasn't how that worked. I'm like, well, and there was a person who was like, was asking about it. Like, they were genuinely confused. They're like, if Dylan is a biological male, how can he be a mom? I'm like, you hit the nail right on the head. He can't be a mom. And I said, I'm not gonna give you a polite version, but maybe you might want to consider this polite, but I think he's delusional. It's delusion. At some points it's just delusion, or like some people, I think it's a fetish. Like they fantasize about being a woman. It's a fetish for them. It's weird. Well, that's good. Well, and the thing is a lot of the times, like, I heard, like, there was some study that said if, like, you just let children be uncomfortable with their bodies for a certain period of time, they will, they will bounce back and be like, oh, I'm the gender I was born as. Yeah, and this guy won, Dylan Mulvaney won Woman of the Year. I'm like, that's such a freaking joke. Yeah, yeah, I believe that. You know why they won woman? He won Woman of the Year. So they didn't have to get. They didn't have to actually find a real woman. He's a man, and he thinks he's a woman, and he won Woman of the Year. It's a freaking joke. He's a he. Actually, I think that award is stupid also, cause like they don't have Man of the Year, and like Dylan Mulvaney won Woman of the Year 2 years in a row. Why does he get to win it 2 years in a row? It's kind of weird that he would win it 2 years in a row. Yeah, this person won it. Like, he's like, some people don't view me as a woman at all. I'm like, because you're biologically not a woman. You're not a woman. Like, I think the award is kind of silly, and I mean, it screams woke. So it's not my cup of tea. It's for the woke people. I see it for what it is. It's for the woke people. But also, like, if you're gonna have that goofy ass award, couldn't you actually find a real woman to actually win the award? Couldn't you, like for example, Anna Kasparian. I'm probably butchered her name, but Anna Kasparian is a woman. Couldn't you actually find one of the a woman to actually, you know, of course, I think that she's canceled because she doesn't think that because she said something that doesn't align with the mob. But they but or like I don't know. Jacqueline Glynn is another good example. Couldn't you find she's a no, they wouldn't. I wouldn't accept it though. It's a woke. It's a woke award. It's not even a real award. Woman of the Year isn't a real award. I don't even know if an actual conservative person has won it, and that's why I'm only naming woke people who are kind of on the left side. Well, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to everybody later. All right, bye.